13 scientific facts that will expand your knowledge about the world. Sometimes scientists make such amazing discoveries that even science fiction novels are inferior to them. Our selection of unusual scientific facts will help you expand your horizons and once again make sure that the world around us is interesting and multifaceted. 1. Children have about 70 more bones than adults. Newborns typically have about 270 bones, most of which are very small. This makes the skeleton more flexible and helps the baby pass through the birth canal and grow quickly. As we grow older, many of these bones fuse together. The adult human skeleton consists on average of 200 to 213 bones. 2. The Eiffel Tower grows 15 centimeters in summer. The huge structure is built with temperature expansion joints, allowing the steel to expand and contract without any damage. When steel heats up, it begins to expand and takes up more volume. This is called thermal expansion. Conversely, a drop in temperature leads to a decrease in volume. For this reason, large structures, such as bridges, are built with expansion joints that allow them to change in size without damage. 3. 20% of oxygen comes from the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest covers 5.5 million square kilometers. The Amazon jungle produces a significant portion of the oxygen on Earth, absorbing huge amounts of carbon dioxide, which is why it is often called the lungs of the planet. 4. Some metals are so reactive that they explode even when in contact with water. Some metals and compounds potassium, sodium, lithium, rubidium and cesium exhibit increased chemical activity, so they can ignite at lightning speed when in contact with air, and if they are placed in water, they can even explode. 5. A teaspoon of a neutron star would weigh 6 billion tons. Neutron stars are the remains of massive stars, consisting mainly of a neutron core covered with a relatively thin, about 1 kilometer, crust of material in the form of heavy atomic nuclei and electrons. The cores of stars that died during a supernova explosion were compressed under the influence of gravity. This is how super-dense neutron stars were formed. Astronomers have found that the mass of neutron stars can be comparable to the mass of the Sun, although their radius does not exceed 10 to 20 kilometers. 6. Every year, Hawaii gets 7.5 centimeters closer to Alaska. The Earth's crust consists of several huge parts tectonic plates. These plates are constantly moving along with the upper layer of the mantle. Hawaii is located in the middle part of the Pacific Plate, which is slowly drifting northwest toward the North American Plate, on which Alaska is located. Tectonic plates move at the same speed as human fingernails grow. 7. In 2.3 billion years, Earth will be too hot to support life. Our planet will eventually become an endless desert, similar to today's Mars. Over hundreds of millions of years, the sun has warmed up, become brighter and hotter, and will continue to do so. In more than 2 billion years, temperatures will be so high that the oceans that make Earth habitable will evaporate. The entire planet will turn into an endless desert. As scientists predict, in the next few billion years the sun will turn into a red giant and completely engulf the Earth. The planet will definitely come to an end. 8. Polar bears are almost impossible to detect with a thermal imager. Thermal imagers are able to identify an object by the heat it emits. And polar bears are experts at staying warm. Thanks to a thick layer of subcutaneous fat and a warm fur coat, bears are able to withstand even the coldest days in the Arctic. 9. Light will take 8 minutes 19 seconds to travel from the sun to the Earth. It is known that the speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second. But even at such breakneck speed, it will take time to cover the distance between the sun and Earth. And 8 minutes is not so much on a cosmic scale. It takes sunlight 5.5 hours to reach Pluto. 10. If you remove all the interatomic space, humanity will fit in a sugar cube. In fact, more than 99.9999% of an atom is empty space. An atom consists of a tiny, dense nucleus surrounded by a cloud of electrons, which occupy proportionately more space. This is because electrons move in waves. They can only exist where the crests and troughs of the waves are formed in a certain way. Electrons do not remain at one point. Their location can be anywhere within the orbit. And therefore, they take up a lot of space. 11. Stomach juice can dissolve razor blades. The stomach digests food thanks to caustic hydrochloric acid with a high pH, hydrogen value, from 2 to 3. But at the same time, the acid also affects the gastric mucosa, which, however, can quickly recover. The lining of your stomach is completely renewed every 4 days. 12. Venus is the only planet that rotates clockwise. Scientists have many versions of why this happens. The most likely, due to huge asteroids that influenced its course in the past, or due to strong circulation of air currents in the upper atmosphere. 13. A flea can accelerate faster than the space shuttle. flea's jumps reach mind-boggling heights 8 centimeters per millisecond. Each jump gives the flea an acceleration 50 times greater than the acceleration of the spacecraft.